So we continue what was the basics of this internet, that was American online. As I told you, like now we have a procedure that was very easy, like Wi-Fi. You can get it like only you have to know the password and you can connect it anywhere. But earlier they used CDs just by inserting, and after that we have to follow like three-step procedure, and after that like connecting to the router, and then the communication has been established. Okay. So before HTTP, I mean hyper text transfer protocol, that is HTTP. Okay. And then HTML. Actually, for the HTML only, I told you this much story. Okay, we should type HTML tag in the backend, and in the front end you will have one website. You will have like functionalities, menu, home, about section, like whatever functionalities you want to add, you can add. Okay, that is HTML. And then browsers, several browsers, even search engines that you can say, like Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever maybe you can go for. And of course it offered email also, online chat also. Earlier we had, if I don't know whether you remember or not, Yahoo Messenger was there, Google Messenger was there. Now nobody is using. But before that, AOL had the email facilities, online chat facilities, news, what you see over here, news. Okay. And then file sharing, instant messaging, everything was there apart from the online games. So AOL had that feature also. Earlier desktops like Windows 95 had the AOL feature also. Okay, right. So after that, it is rebranded in 1989, and it was offering services to Americans, everything via online interface. So then it became popular, it became open, it became global in 1991, and you can say like earlier, like in the first class, as I told you, internet and then World Wide Web are synonymous, but in fact they are different. Okay, so you can also use it, use these browsers. Okay, what you call it to be URL, maybe like HTTP or maybe HTTPS. Okay, HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol, and HTTPS is hypertext transfer protocol secure. Okay, for example, my website, I have my own website, ChristoAnanth.com. If I can type HTTPS www.christoananth.com, it will be more secure. Sometimes what happens, whenever you visit any particular website, it will say you have to have SSL certificate for viewing this website. Have you seen that? SSL certificate. Huh? Have you seen that? For example, there might be some websites where you have to enter the credit card information, bank details, personal data. Okay, which means it should be secure. Otherwise, everything is open, anything can be hijacked or maybe hacked. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, and maybe you can click on the hyperlinks also. You can navigate from one page to another one also. Okay, so the internet makes this possible with the help of the web. Okay, so in the internet, it is nothing but a vast network of interconnected networks or maybe computers. So that was back in 1970s, where they used TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. Okay, so that was the suite they used for communication. It had the same features, like maybe communication with the friends, browsing one site, different sites, setting up your own server, setting up your own community group. Okay, having like just like your Telegram group, you can have a community group also. Okay, earlier days we had Google groups. Only 50 participants are allowed in this group, and maybe you can email also, chat. Okay, AOL had the same features. Okay, right. So this thing was much more easier as of today, but earlier everything had a functionality and everything was working as per procedure. Okay, just like this country, everybody are interested to move towards higher end. Even AOL also had the same thing. Online community, online world, everybody is interested. But there is no definite portal or maybe no definite money also. Economic factors also, or maybe financial support also was not there. Okay, so earlier days, if you can see, the computer was very big. Okay, where we had copper phone line, modem also. So that was actually developed. Okay, right? More big even. Okay.
It was like one room, right? If I
Not one room. Even televisions also, computer also was very big. First, yeah, of course, first computer definitely. But what I'm talking about AOL definitely is right. Right. So we had modems also, cheap modems. Okay, like Computcom speed modem champ that was around $169 in that time. That is now worth $350 in 2022 right now. Okay, and after that, yeah. So expensive. So after that, prices dropped because everybody started asking for it, and of course, the manufacturing capabilities grew up. Okay, and in 1993, AOL began a mass campaign. Okay, to get America online. Okay, so everybody started using this one. Okay, so as I told you, it is just CD. Have the CD, get it connected. Okay, so they had AOL mass mailing CDs for every house in US, and afterwards UK, Europe, it all broadened. Okay, everybody started using them. Okay, just insert the disk in your machine, follow the instructions, connect to the router, okay, and the telephone line which is coming across the cable. Okay, then you are online. Okay, just imagine if there is lightning or maybe rain, too much of rain, too much of wind, what happens? Problem.
big problem.
Big problem. So I can even say AOL was for beginners. It is not only for the experience, it is for beginners. Like they developed a web portal also. Like they did everything possible for everybody to work on this one. Okay, so they had a web portal. They joined with the National Geographic as well as Smithsonian societies or maybe organizations as well. They had a special kids version for the beginners as well. So everything started to grow up, but they had very small fee maybe for helping the needy. Okay, at a low hourly fee. Okay. And after that, 2000 into 2K world, it was a very hard. Okay, so that .com or what you call to be domain that started to increase. Okay, so that was during 2001 and maybe 2002. Internet based companies lost 75% of the value because of this .com. Okay, because everybody wanted to have their own domain. Earlier it was a public domain, everybody was using. Now I wanted to have my own land, digital land. Okay, digital website. Okay, so every internet based companies lost their value, but still AOL was continuously growing up, and at that time by 2005 or maybe 2005, Google, the new king of internet, came on to and had a plan to buy this AOL. Okay, so AOL at that time gave away all the email accounts, free storage, just like the Gmail, you have free storage. It started giving them custom domain names, everything it started giving up. But since it started giving up, it had to raise the price for the customers. So that was the problem. But I can say at that time, still like a 2005, AOL had around 10 million subscribers at that time also. Okay. So by 2007, as I told you, 10 million subscribers were still there, and everybody started. They were in a confusion whether to go for Google or maybe to go for AOL. Okay. So they went to a social network which is called as Bebo social network, and after that AOL started to part ways, went away from the Time Warner, and again started to do a contract business, nothing but buying and selling other media companies, contract business. distribution networks. Tech ventures, which were mostly problematic, they joined hands, this AOL. Okay. So Verizon afterwards bought AOL for $4.4 billion in 2015, and after that time Yahoo they bought for $4.5 billion in 2017. Okay, Yahoo, but now Yahoo nothing. Now Google has taken over everything. Okay, right. So afterwards, uh, this AOL joined with Oath, okay, for rising up the digital standard, but it was not helpful because Google had most roots, had more collaborations, started buying everything. It was at that time, yeah, 2005 only. During that time only, it bought YouTube. YouTube actually functioned as a separate entity only. So Google bought in YouTube, and after that only all the monetization procedures, everything was actually simple earlier. Now it became so tightened. Okay. Earlier when monetization just 1K subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and it was done. Now they strengthen 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours. If you have, then you can have your channel monetized. So this is what they say. Okay. So after joining with Oath, AOL completely declined. Okay. Okay. So we had during the 1980s, we had the CNN cable news network, and then MTV music television. So that was what CNN came in 1980 with the news. Okay, so everybody was telecasting news. CNN had the quality news. Okay, so CNN was supported by the advertising. In earlier days there was no advertising, and after that it was supported by advertising. Okay, established networks, the coverage, and afterwards came the 24 hours news. Earlier there was no 24-hour news. It was restricted to only one time interval. Okay, only during one particular time interval they had news because the coverage was limited, so they could get only some news. Then they expanded. Then they decided to think out of box. Okay, 24-hour news they came out with, and normally like CNN news. I don't know whether you have seen the CNN news. The political leaders will be fighting. That they will be telecasting, and everything, the what you call now, earlier now you can see in the TV channels breaking news. Breaking news evolved from CNN. 24-hour news came from CNN. Right now what is happening, but now the television channels are completely they don't know the meaning of breaking news. They say breaking news, and now another one channel in India we have big breaking news. Breaking news is going here, okay, big breaking news is going here, and this big breaking news is very small. It is of no importance, but they mentioned big breaking news. We had 24-hour news also, and also we had more news about scandals also, and then dramatic events, everything. People started to pay more attention, and when people started to pay more attention, then this CNN brought several collaborations. Okay, so like MSNBC, CNBC, Fox News Channel, everything started to go on to, and CNN News started to go high. Okay. Next comes MTV. Now it is a pay per service. You should pay and then you should get it. So MTV, it came around August 1981. That was what it revolutionized the music market. Okay. So with US cable penetration around like 20% in 1980, people were not interested for cable television, but just for the music, just to enjoy the music, just to entertainment purpose, they came out with this one. Okay, so cable TV operators, they were not asking for paying for television. Earlier we used to be free only. After that only, like 350, what is 350? 50, not even $50, $20 only they charge. $20 they will charge for 2 months.
2 months.
For 2 months. And after that only $20 came for 1 month. And after that now 40, and after that for every channel you have to pay, they said. Okay, if you want to have these channels, you pay for it. Other channels we will not show you. So that much it happened. Cable TV much were not interested, but for the music, for the entertainment, everybody was interested, and that is how MTV changed the scenario. Okay, the thinking of the people. Okay, so music videos were available on the free TV because they had collaborations. So which means like children, teenagers, for whom the cultural events, programs, the concerts were important, they started to subscribing for cable just because of MTV. Okay, so it did not take long because they had several programs, genre oriented programs they had, and everybody started to use it. And for that they had a station VH1 during the 1985. And then you have cyberspace, that is actually a virtual computer world. Nowadays you have a device like this, you put it, and you can play games. Maybe you can walk around just like you can walk in the virtual world, like the metaverse. Okay, so it's a virtual computer world, and that was how it started. Okay, online communication started out with cyberspace. So it was having a large computer network. Of course, whenever you have a large computer network, it supports TCP/IP, transmission control protocol, internet protocol. Okay, for the communication facilities. So cyberspace, it was an interactive, not only a virtual environment, you can interact with objects, and it was a base for setting up the interface. Okay, so you can share the information, you can interact, you can exchange the information, you can play online games, you can buy some stuff, you can engage in community activities, you can form some groups. Okay, you can make a healthy discussion, and of course for the business people also, you can use it as a forum to exchange the ideas, and that would definitely help and increase the business activities. Kodak DCS, digital camera system. I like Kodak very, very much.
This one,
This one,
it's like a company name, yeah.
company name. That was how everybody started.
Wow.
Now we have Sony, Panasonic,
Panasonic. Yes.
Sony, Panasonic. What do you have? Nikon, Canon. You have.
Photo.
Okay.
The
But
best one is Canon, right?
Canon, the best one.
Then about
Sony also had.
No, Canon.
So it came with the Kodak digital camera system, DSLR. You call it as DSLR, digital single lens reflex camera. That is DSLR. Okay, you know about DSLR? So this is DSLR. Try to understand the abbreviation of DSLR. Okay, digital single lens reflex camera. Okay, they had the camera backs also. That was actually released by Kodak during the 1990s and 2000, but it got discontinued during 2005. Okay, so actually, if you can say everything, the Nikon, Canon, Sigma, everything actually came from Kodak only, because they had from the 35 mm film SLR only, single lens reflex camera only, everything came, and that is how you have digital SLR. Okay, so in 1975, Kodak engineer Steven Sasson, okay, had the first digital still camera that they had 100 cross 100 pixel CCD. So that much only it can take. Okay, very low quality, and maybe by 1986 they developed a sensor with just 1.5 1.4 MP. So you get that actually started with 1.4 MP. Okay, and sensor technology, improving the sensor technology, only you can get the maximum pixel size. Okay, so Kodak digital camera system actually came out like this one. Okay, joining with Nikon. Okay, so it's a stock Nikon F3 SLR with digital components. We had 1.3 megapixel KAF 1300 sensor. That was the first one. Then in 1992 we had 200 series. okay, sensor, okay, and then came since it collaborated with Nikon, we had F801S SLR. Then the hard drive also came, okay, like we have 80 MB hard drive, and we had AA batteries, only AA. Like now we have AAA batteries also. Slim fit, slim fit also we have, okay. It has right now, like in 1994, it had an upgraded version of DCS, digital camera system, 400 series, okay. So everything had one hard drive associated. So this DCS 400 series had 1.5 megapixel and 6 megapixel Kodak DCS 460 also. So that was around, roughly around $28,000. Just underline $28,000 during 1994. 10,000, 20,000, 28,000. Okay. So just similar to Kodak's 6 MP model, the DCS 460 had this award-winning APS-H Kodak M6 sensor. Okay. And after that, DCS 420 was slightly modified. Then came several versions. We had Kodak EOS. Okay. Out of range also, out of box also we had. And then next we had like Canon EOS I01N SLR. We had LCD preview screens also, and from there only megapixels started to increase. Everybody started to work more. Even now also everybody are into cameras. No matter the camera pixel, okay, you get it in mobile, you get it in mobile, but also camera everybody are into, and that is the way the market is going. $2,000, $1,500 also you are getting. So this is the assignment for you. Uh, Minimum 10 slides. Okay, so this is future of social media and destination marketing. It is there in the Google Classroom. You need not have to take photo. It is there in the Google Classroom. You can go through them. You can submit them.
It begins